Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my summer essentials. Now I'm not going to be doing just like my makeup summer essentials, but I am going to be including some makeup in here. But I've got body care, skincare, miscellaneous stuff that for me I reach for more during the summer, or I find are very important during the summer. So I am actually going to go ahead though and just kind of get started off with the makeup to kind of run through it. So for me during the summer, I feel like liquid lipsticks are definitely an essential for me, but not just any liquid lipsticks. I need some that's going to last, but they're not going to be drying because my lips are already dry, usually from the chlorine, from the salt water, and from being out in the sun. And I have two here that I want to mention. I love the L'Oreal ones that they just come out with, the chocolate ones. I think they're beautiful. They've got so many nice nude shades. So again, they're easy to put on and wear with any look. And the same thing, the Smashbox is a new formula that I recently discovered, but I do love them. I think that, like I said, the Smashbox one is one that if you want something a little bit more lightweight that dries fast, you have a really nice color range, not from just nude but from darker shades as well, then that is a really great formula to go with. Now next is brows, and for me brows are something that even if I've just got sunscreen on, or even if I don't have any makeup at all, I definitely want my brows on. And this is from Maybelline. This is the Tattoo Studio Brow Gel. Now this does have a weird applicator. It's like this weird fuzzy applicator, and I find that if you try to like brush this through your brows, it just gets too messy. You're better to take your own spoolie and dip in there, or you're better to take this out, wipe the product on your hand, and use a small brush like this one right here from Essence. That's $1.99. And like I said, dip it in there and fill it in and use it as a pomade, which I think works best. I really like this. I just don't like the applicator. But what I like about this is that we've been at the pool probably twice this month, and every time this is all I've worn with sunscreen, of course, on my face. And I would jump in the pool, and as long as I'm not going like this and rubbing my eyes or don't have goggles on, when I get out, my brows are still on until I get home that evening. The best way to remove this is to use an oil though. We did actually go to a like little lake area. It's more of like a river that kind of come into like a larger area, but I wouldn't consider it a lake. Same thing, this didn't come off. I haven't had a chance to try this in the salt water at the beach yet though, but like I said, I feel like if it'll last through like getting in the pool with the chlorine, it's going to last. But this is a great product. Like I said, if you're someone who feels like you need to have your brows on at all times, and that's a product that I would highly recommend. Alright, now I do want to mention just a full coverage foundation and one that's long wearing and for oily skin, because if you're someone who maybe has acne and you still want to wear foundation in the summer, then I understand, because I'm that exact same way. This is from Bare Minerals. This is the Bare Pro. I recently just repurchased this because I love it. I have the shade Cashmere 06, but this lasts through everything, like all the humidity, through hiking, through everything. And like I said, if you're someone who needs something that's really matte, then that's it. There's a lot of people that's tried this foundation that has dry skin that doesn't like it, because they said it really enhances their dry areas, and I get that, because like I said, I will get some dryness around my acne, but in the summertime my skin is an oil slick, and this is a must-have for me. I think, like I said, it's just so important to have one that lasts all day. So if you do want a full coverage super matte foundation for the summertime, you got oily skin, definitely check this one out. Now if you're someone who doesn't really like to wear like a lot of makeup, you're just looking for something for a nice tint, I actually have two here I want to mention to you guys. This is the Cooler one. I've been talking about this for years. I recently got back into like using this. This is the Mineral Sunscreen Unscented Matte Tint one. This one, like I said, it's one though that it does give you that really nice matte tint, but it doesn't give you as much coverage as the next product I'm going to mention. But if you're someone who doesn't want a lot of coverage, you just want maybe to kind of even out the redness, then this is a really great one. It has SPF 30 in it, so again, you're just going to kind of be protecting your skin. It's great to take with you to the beach, because that's what I took with me to the beach. And then when you get out of the pool, you get out the ocean, you feel like you want to put a little bit of something on me before you go over to the bar to get a drink or something. That's a great option, a great way to do it. But if you're someone who again is a little more self-conscious like I can be, and you want to cover your acne, guys, my dad called me and we're getting ready to build my mom a deck onto the back of her house, and yeah, we're just trying to figure out that stuff. But anyways, I was talking about this NARS tinted velvet matte skin tint. So again, this is great if you have oily skin. It's really nice and matte. This does give you a little more coverage. I'd say this is medium coverage, whereas the Cooler one, you got very light coverage. It just kind of evens out redness. I love this one. The only thing is I definitely feel like you don't have many shades, but what's great about something that's tinted like this and not a lot of coverage is you can kind of get a shade that might be a little bit too dark or a little bit too light, because it kind of just blends into your skin. I have the shade Finland Light 1, which when I wore this the other day, it is a little bit light, and I do feel like you can tell it, but I do still like to set this with a powder. But I think these are great and definitely summer essentials for me personally, because again, they have a nice SPF in them, but there's enough of like a tint, and both of these do have SPF 30. Alright, so the last, I feel like for me, like makeup-y, like products that I feel like are essentials is definitely a very glowy bronzer, because in the summertime sometimes I almost just forget about blush and even highlighter and just love to bronze up my skin. This one from L'Oreal is definitely my favorite like bronzer of all times, but definitely my all-time favorite bronzer this summer. This is a True Match Lumi in the shade Light, and you guys can see I have been like, I mean, honestly it's the only bronzer that I use, and I love this. I just find that, like I said, it just looks so glowy, but there's no shimmer in it, and the undertones more of like a cool undertone, but still got like a golden sheen to it at the same time. It's so hard to explain, but this is so unique. If you haven't tried this out, I definitely feel like you should try this out, but this is definitely a bronzer that I feel like many people can like and enjoy during the summertime. Alright, so the last two makeup-y things is highlighters, and I am all about liquid highlighters in the summertime for several reasons. One, because I like to put them all over my body, and two, because like I said, I feel like they're easy to kind of put on, and if they kind of start to fade throughout the day, they're really easy to reapply over top of themselves. I have the Cover FX one and the Makeup Revolution one right here. And these both these colors are very similar. I'll shake them up so I can show you guys. But this one is in the shade Celestial, and then the shade Starlight from Makeup Revolution. But if you don't want to splurge on the Cover FX one, don't, because the Makeup Revolution ones, in my opinion, I think are just as good. They aren't as intense, but you can build them up to be just as intense. But these are really beautiful, and like I said, I love to put these all over my body. I actually like to put the Champagne one on from Cover FX from Makeup Revolution, but this one right here is the one from Cover FX, and then this one right here is the one from Makeup Revolution. As you guys can see, the colors are identical. Only difference is, like I said, this one's just a little bit more intense, like pigment wise, but in this one's a little bit more on the sheer side, but you can build them up and they look identical. You can't tell the difference. I love putting them right here on my collarbone. I love putting them like on my legs. Just liquid highlighters for me, like I said, in the summertime, like that's one of the main things. Like when I'm packing for the beach, I'm like, all right, gotta make sure to take a couple liquid highlighters so I can put them on my body. And I do still like to sit them down with the powder, but I find that I don't necessarily have to do that. And if I forget, like I said, it's not a big deal or anything. And then lastly, I definitely feel like it's something for your lips. Now, I usually like something with SPF in it, but I don't know, I find like the ones with SPF are so like slippy that they slip off my lips super easy and they don't actually stay on there. But I love this from Cocoa Care. This is the Cocoa Care Cocoa Butter Lip Balm. I know you can get this at CVS and off of Amazon. I'm not sure where else you can get it, but it's one of the only lip like balms that I can put on that I feel like actually moisturizes my lips and actually, like I said, gives me some like relief from cracking. And in the summertime, from the chlorine to the salt water to just being out, like I said, in the heat, my lips can get dried out severely, and that one has literally just saved my lips over and over again. So definitely recommend checking that brand out. Alright, now the rest of this is more like a body care. So I'm going to actually start out with something else for the lips. This is actually the Fizz and Bubble Lip Scrub and Rainbow Sherbet. So this one I haven't used a lot of, and I'll tell you why. This one doesn't have like the Vaseline-y to it. It's more of just like the crystals. So I find that this one's a little bit more intense. If you want something that's not so intense, get one that's got more of like that moisturizing feel in it. Burt's Bees has one that I've used about 2 times now, but I don't want to mention it because I haven't really used it enough. But I like these scrubs. I have about 50 of these because I feel like every brand's come out with them. And these are great because, like I said, if your lips are just dry and gross and you put like a lipstick on and they look nasty, and then even if you put like a lip balm on, they still just look, you know, bad. These are just so nice. They exfoliate your lips, they get all that dry skin off, and then like I said, you can go in with something a little more moisturizing over top of it, and then put your liquid lipstick on. I feel like it plumps up your lips. It looks really nice and juicy. And these I do look in the wintertime as well, but I find myself reaching for them more in the summertime for some reason. Alright, now I do want to mention a sunscreen for your face because I find that's important, and if you're someone who has acne, this is a really great one. This is from La Roche-Posay. This is the Broad Spectrum SPF 60, and again, it's oil free and it's the one for clear skin. I love this. I always get the small tubes, you guys can see, because I've used quite a bit of it, because I find that I don't completely go through this, and I do like to replace my sunscreen every year. I think some of them say 24 months, but I feel like most of the time every like dermatologist I go to recommends replacing your sunscreen every year. But like I said, I feel like you always hear different things. But this is an amazing one. Just like every other sunscreen though, it does burn if like you get in the pool and like you go and like rub your eyes and it gets in your eyes. It does burn. I've yet to find one that doesn't. But this does not cause me to break out, which is a huge thing for me. So again, I would recommend this if you're someone who has more like troubled skin. Next is actually for my face as well. So this is my Foreo Luna 2. This is the one for oily skin. And I kind of quit using this because I felt like it wasn't doing much for my skin in the winter time. But now that summertime has gotten here and my face has been breaking out a lot more, and I feel like I've been getting a lot more clogged pores, I started incorporating this back in, and I've noticed, like I said, my pores are a lot more cleaner. I'm not getting as many breakouts right here like I was. And this is definitely really nice. They've actually come out with a smaller one now that you can take with you traveling, which I think is really nice. But I like this. If you don't know how you use these, basically you just turn them on right here and you can choose different settings. It does have a timer on it where you should spend most of the time on each area of your face. This is expensive, it's a splurge, but I find that if you're someone who struggles with acne, clogged pores, that right there really does help get everything out of there and kind of like decongest your skin almost. Alright, I do want to mention one mask because, again, if you have oily skin or acne skin, I feel like masks are really important, and I love this one from Origins. You guys can see, again, I've used so much of it. It's the Clear Improvement Active Charcoal Mask. This is one of the only masks that I feel like really draws everything out, but not only that, but it really like makes my skin nice and smooth, but not tight. But it also, like I said, helps with breakouts. If I've got a lot of breakouts in an area, but I feel like my face might not need all that everywhere, I'll place that just in those areas. I'll wake up the next morning and I just feel like it's not is like out there. I feel like that gunk's all out. It's not as red or inflamed. I definitely feel like masks are important, and I have, again, about 50 masks, but out of all of them, this is the one that I would definitely recommend for summertime. Next is actually something for your legs. So this is from EOS. This is the shave cream. I really like this. I feel like I've kind of heard mixed kind of feelings about this, but I like it because you don't have to actually wet your legs to use this. You can just pump this out and just put it on your legs and then just shave it off. It doesn't foam or lather. It just comes out with like a thick cream, but this gives you such a really nice close shave. But not only that, when I get out, I don't feel like I need to put a moisturizer on my legs because I feel like this really does what it says about locking in that moisture for 24 hours. Again, I don't know exactly for 24 hours, but when I get out of the shower that morning after I've shaved my leg, all the way till I get in bed that night, my legs feel nice and moisturized. I love this. They have many different scents. I find that this one I like the most because it's not as overpowering as some of the other ones, because I don't like shaving stuff that's overpowering because I like to put on my own lotion when I get out, and sometimes those can clash. But this is a really, really nice one, and I would highly recommend it. I like it if you're someone who doesn't like the lathering up kind. And then I do have two more like moisturizing products I want to mention. This is from Vaseline. This is the Spray and Go Moisturizer. The reason I reach for this in the summertime is because it's so quick. It literally just has like a spray right here. This product sprays out and then you just work it in, but it is so incredibly lightweight, like you barely even feel it, but it just gives you just enough moisture where it's not when you go out and it's like humid or hot, you're gonna feel like you're melting or it's melting off of you. I really like it. I prefer the one with aloe vera better, but I haven't been able to find that one here recently, so I've just been grabbing that one. Now, if you're someone who wants something that's got a little bit more moisture in it, I really like this from Bed Bath & Beyond. No, Bath & Body Works, I'm sorry. This is the Cocoa Shea Cucumber. This was kind of expensive. It was like $16.50, yeah. But you guys can see I've almost used all of it, but I love it because, one, it smells so good, but again, it's more of a light smell, so it's not overpowering. But this one's great too, as long as you kind of just give it a second to soak in. You don't feel like heavy or anything, because I don't like body like butters, especially in the summertime, because for me, I feel heavy when I step out and I'm already sweating. I just feel like I could slide right on my clothes. Like I'm just slick everywhere. I don't like it, so I opt out for options like that aren't so heavy. Alright, so now for some summer essentials that aren't like beauty related. Oh, actually, I do have a hair product. Okay, so this is a leave-in conditioner, and this is by the brand Milkshake. I use leave-in conditioners all the time, except for, I don't use it too much in the winter time, but in the summertime, I take this with me everywhere. I take this to the pool with me, I take this to the beach with me, and again, you only need a little bit. As you guys can see how much I've used. This is my favorite leave-in conditioner I've ever used. This is great for color treated hair, but I like to put this from about here down. But you know how you get out of the ocean, if your hair is really tangly, spritz that in it, brush right through. If you get out of the shower, like I said, you just want nice slick ends, like refreshed ends where they're not dry, spray that in your hair. Get out from the chlorine, you know, your hair is like not all dry, spray that in there. Leave-in conditioner is just, I feel like, so important in the summertime. It really has saved my hair and made a difference over the years since I started using it. And then next, I feel like a cute tumbler is definitely a summer essential. This one says, I work hard so my dog can have a better life. And I feel like these really encourage me to drink more water. I'll fill this up full of ice, and then I will fill it up full of water, and then I'll take a bottle of water with me throughout the day, like a big jug, and fill this up as my ice melts. But again, it really encourages me to drink more because I don't like to have about 6 or 7 different bottles, like those small bottles of water, whereas if you take like a huge jug or a huge glass jar and refill it throughout the day, like I said, you get nice cool water and you're not wasting all those plastic bottles and stuff. But I really think a tumbler is an essential, especially if you're going to the beach and stuff. And then next, I think as a good, like, cheaper thing for sunglasses, I don't think there's anything wrong with splurging on sunglasses, but if you're like me, I throw them in my purse, I throw them in my beach bag, they get scraped on. I love these. These are actually from American Eagle. I got them on sale when they were like 10 bucks, but I like these. They're really nice and big. I almost feel like they're too big for my face, but I like these because they're dark, but they're not overly dark. Again, I know that kind of comes down to personal preference, but I think more cheaper, affordable sunglasses, I reach for more in the summertime because like you're like more in the winter and the fall, I will bring out my more expensive sunglasses because usually I'll keep them in that little compartment in my car up there because I usually only need them when I'm driving. But in the summertime, it's like when you're outside, you need them at the lake, if you're hiking, if you're at the beach. And again, I'm just throwing them into my beach bag. So I think that I said opting out for more cheaper, affordable sunglasses is something that I definitely would recommend for an essential. And then lastly is a good book series to read. I've actually already finished this, already read another one, and I'm reading the Delirium series, and it is so good. I love it. I'm almost done with it. I'm on the 3rd book, and then I'm getting ready to read like the short stories. But this is by Alexandra Bracken, and this is the Darkest Mind series. And she's actually coming out with Zoo, which is another book, and this is actually turned into a movie. I can already tell by the movie though that there's so many things that are different and that has changed, and I hate that because I'm just like, why take a book that's so good and make like changes like that? But would you guys be interested if I kind of start like reviewing the books that I've read? Not really a review, but just sit down and talk to you guys about how I feel about it. It'd be kind of different, but I'd kind of like to start doing that because I see people that sit down and like they'll like talk about books, like more inspirational books. I don't really see many like videos about people actually sitting down and like talking about how the books made them feel and their feelings and stuff. I don't know. That's something I'd really like to do, but yeah. Oh, lastly, I'm sorry, I do have one more summer essential, makeup wipes. These are great, again, to take with you anywhere you go, hiking, to the pool, to the beach. Because when you get out, if you want to like wipe that chlorine off your face before you reapply sunscreen on top of it, you want to wipe, like I said, you know, the salt off your face from the beach, then these are an essential. Like, I feel like if I could recommend one product out of all of these, it would be these, because I don't like reapplying sunscreen on my face when I know that there's still chlorine and stuff on there. So for me, like I said, those definitely aren't essential. But yeah, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I would love to know your summer essentials down below, things that you find that you really think you need for the summer. And yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching.